Morning, everyone. It's almost 8 o'clock, a bit earlier than normal, but I woke up with some random thoughts and I thought I'd commit them to video, see if they make sense later on. You know, when you wake up with random thoughts and you think that they're inspired, pardon me. So I'll check this video back later, see if I think they make any sense later. But I had two thoughts. One was about Indigo Children and the other one was about red hair. I'll explain a bit more. When I was little, maybe 8 or 9, I used to go to the library on my own a lot. And I'd go and read books that I didn't think would be appreciated in the household. And one of these sorts of books were about Indigo Children. And Indigo Children it was a new age concept, and they were thought to, thought to be a kind of representation of the spiritual evolution of the human race. So these children were seen as being more highly sensitive than the rest of the population, greater awareness and perception via their senses. They were thought to be perhaps a bit more empathic in the sense that they could feel people's feelings, highly attuned to their environment, highly sensitive to their environment. And there were other things that I don't really remember. But I do remember thinking that it resonated for me a little bit, just in terms of being more sensitive, more perceptive, noticing things in my environment that other people just didn't seem to see. Fast forward like 35 years, and I start to see that, to me, Indigo Children are just neurodiverse children. They're a bit different in a number of ways. And then I started thinking about the red hair thing, how red hair is recessive, attached to a recessive gene. And so eventually, red hair will disappear from the world's population. Probably, possibly. Then I started to think, we know that neurodiversity is genetic. We don't know what the genes are, as far as I know. I might have to go away and look into that. But we know that ADHD and autism are seen to run in families. So what if they are attached to a gene that is dominant? And what if neurotypical is recessive? Because I've been thinking, following on from yesterday's video, I've been thinking about, I suppose my brain was processing why neurodiversity's on the up, or appears to be on the up. Is it just that the environment is becoming more overstimulating and triggering to a larger proportion of people? Or is it that more people are being born neurodiverse? And if more people are being born neurodiverse, is it just that more neurodiverse people are breeding? Or is it that neurodiversity is a dominant gene and actually neurotypical is a recessive gene? And in that case, I started thinking, if that's the case, why would that be happening? And I wondered whether it was, as the Indigo Children creators theorised many decades ago, that the human race is going through somewhat of an evolution still, but not physically, more in a, I suppose you could say physically if it's about being physically more aware of your environment, but I was thinking emotionally and what people might refer to as spiritually, this greater perception of the environment, greater perception via your senses, more easily overwhelmed, more easily startled by things in the environment that are just not right. Are we evolving to become a race of people, human beings, that is better able to detect any form of toxicity in the environment? You know, I think about ARFID and, is that just a more highly attuned way of detecting flavours and smells that are slightly off? I know it's not this simple. I know it's not this black and white. These are just random thoughts that my slowly waking up brain has been mulling over. And perhaps another day I'll have made more progress with the ruminations going on in my brain. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. I'm really curious about this. Obviously, I've just woken up with these thoughts, so I haven't had time to process them. But I wonder whether any of you have been thinking along these lines also, and if you have, what you think about it. Anyway, have a good day. It's dawning. It's dawned. I say it's dawning. It's 8? The dawn started 6 hours ago here. But it's a lovely day. Have a great day, everyone.